You wake up one morning after a breakup and realize you don't know what to do with your day anymore. Everything just feels hollow. So, what actually helps you piece your life back together?
How can you rebuild your life after a breakup?
Yes, well, the most rational approach here is to treat this as you would any recovery process, which is to say, systematically. First, stabilize the absolute basics sleep, food, work. You cannot rebuild anything meaningful on a collapsing foundation. Then, reduce what I'd call environmental interference. Mute, unfollow, remove the physical objects that ambush you when your defenses are lowest. Now, here's where people go wrong. They rely on motivation, which is, frankly, unreliable. Instead, track simple metrics weekly: meals eaten, hours slept, workouts completed, social interactions made. And, oh, this is important, make decisions in advance for your weakest moments. Write down who you'll call, what you'll do, where you will not go so your future self doesn't have to improvise under pressure. Put simply, treat your recovery like a plan, not a feeling.
How can you rebuild your life after a breakup?
The first thing I would do is rebuild a dependable daily structure. A morning routine with a fixed start time. An evening shutdown, also fixed. A consistent weekend plan so there are no unscheduled gaps where uncertainty can enter. I do not recommend large gestures or dramatic changes at this stage. What I recommend is replacing old shared rituals with new personal ones. If Thursday was date night, Thursday becomes a class or a walk or something you have booked in advance. You cannot leave that slot empty. Also, define clear rules around contact and shared logistics. Remove the ambiguity. Uncertainty is what makes this period destabilizing, not the sadness itself. Small, predictable habits restore a sense of safety far faster than any large inspirational promise you make to yourself. Consistency is what the situation requires.
Oh, sweetheart, the first thing I want to say is please do not wait until you feel ready, because that feeling might not come for a long time and you need people around you now. Schedule connection like it's medicine, because honestly it is. One friend meetup, one family check-in, one group activity every single week. And don't lean on just one person, dear. That's too much weight for any one relationship to carry. Spread it a little. Build yourself a small bench of people, and then find spaces where you see the same faces regularly. A class, a club, volunteering somewhere, because friendships grow from repeated contact, not from one big conversation. And please remember this, you are not just someone's ex. You are a friend, a neighbor, a teammate, a contributor. We need you to remember all of who you are.
How can you rebuild your life after a breakup?
Mate, before anything else, sort the body out. That's where you start. Sleep, food, water, get outside and move around. People skip this and then wonder why nothing's working. It's because you're running on empty, little buddy. And look, you're going to get waves. Moments where you want to text them, or you feel like the floor's dropped out. That's just the body adjusting. It's used to a routine that involved another person, and now it's not there. It takes time. So when those waves hit, do something physical. Walk it off, splash cold water on your face, do some breathing, lift something heavy. These things actually signal to the body that you're okay, that you're safe. And when the body settles down, mate, the head works better. That's just how it goes. You can't think your way out of it if the body's still in a state.
Friend, I really believe this moment, as painful as it is also an opening. Because there's space now. Real space. And you get to decide what goes into it. Think about the things that got set aside during the relationship. A project, a place you wanted to go, a version of yourself you were growing into. This is the time to pick one or two of those things back up. And try not to look too far ahead, because forever can feel overwhelming when you're hurting. Just aim for better in the next 2 weeks. That's it. Because what happens is you start to stack these small wins, and slowly the evidence builds that you can do this, that you are capable, that life really does have more to offer. The blank space isn't emptiness, friend. It's just the universe clearing room for something new to grow.
How can you rebuild your life after a breakup?
My child, when something we have grown around is taken away, we do not simply grieve. We must also learn how to stand again. The body remembers the shape of the old life, the sounds, the rhythms, the warmth of it, and for a time it reaches back out of habit. This is not weakness. This is how living things adjust. What helps is not one grand act of healing, but many small, quiet ones. Rest. A meal eaten slowly. A familiar face across a table. A small task completed, then another. These things do not feel like recovery, but they are. The self does not return all at once. It comes back in pieces, through routine, through connection, through the gentle proof that ordinary days can hold you. And, in time, what feels like an ending becomes simply the ground you grew from.
If you made it this far, you're gonna want to see what comes next. Hit subscribe so you don't miss our next video, and click the video on screen now to keep learning more. See you in the next video.